Hi. For those of you who have watched my videos on retirement, especially the psychological aspects of retirement, I'd like to say a few things here which I think might be of interest to you. Now, as I've said in other videos, and I say it in every video to give myself some authenticity, I guess, with people like you, I have been retired now for 28 years. Took voluntary redundancy at 59, I'm now 87. Now, with that out of the way, I can talk about what I really want to talk to you about, and it's this. I don't know much about the financial side of retirement. All I realise is that you usually don't have to have as much as you think you need. There are whole industries out there advising you on how to invest money, how to retire comfortably from the financial viewpoint. And why are they doing that? Well, they're providing you with a service which they hope will help you. Help you in what way? Help you to be able to live a longer, more satisfying, prosperous, rewarding life. In this respect, how you feel about your life. That's what it's all about. When we retire, we want our experiences of life to continue, but we want them to be pleasant experiences. We know full well that as we age, all sorts of deleterious things happen to us. Our bodies lose their fitness over time. We can defer all this, of course, by exercising. We can certainly stave off dementia by keeping our minds active and doing things that we really love to do. In other words, we can keep the feelings, the good feelings, going for a long, long time. But eventually, and I think most people get around to this, certainly people with a reasonable intellect, if I might put it that way, without sounding as though I'm patronising, a reasonable intellect, start thinking about the big questions of life. What was it all about anyway? Is there life after death? Is my belief really believable? These are the sort of questions, the profound questions which arise. Sometimes these types of inner seeking, this self-knowledge, happens a lot earlier in life than at the end of our retirement. Sometimes it starts very early in life, perhaps in our teens or 20s or 30s. With me, it started around 30. I started to ask the big questions. What's it all about, Alfie? What's my life about? And that was about the time that I started to get into self-knowledge. And later on, at age 50, started into deep and meaningful meditation by going to retreats where you had total silence for 10 days and you worked alone meditating. I won't go into that now other than to say this. When I retired at 59, I wrote a lot of books. I've written books earlier on in life, of course, the first one coming out in the late 1960s, and that was a novel. But without boring you with all that stuff, I'd like to show you a book here, which I think has meaning for us all. Finger in the Stream, Conversations with a Higher Self. Now, there are some books out there, bestsellers by Neale Donald Walsch, called Conversations with God. They have sold millions of copies, millions, in countries all around the world. I have not been that successful. But this particular book is a conversation between me, the little me, and the higher self. The higher self is something that we all have within us. You've probably heard of the business, the giant within. The giant within is common to us all. We all have it. Once we can get our minds a bit out of the way. Now, I know this is sounding a bit profound, a bit philosophical, maybe even a bit religious, and you mightn't like that. But the point is this: we all have a higher part to ourselves, a much higher part, a part filled with wisdom and guidance that loves us, the little us, very dearly. This book, Inner Quest, Finger in the Stream, I'm quite happy to send it to you as a free PDF if you'd like it. You need to get in touch with me, of course. But if you want a long, happy, meaningful retirement, you have to have a fit body, of course, a good mind, and some sort of spiritual belief or knowing, which will keep you happy right to the end of your days. If you feel that way, get in contact with me and I will send you this book as a free PDF attachment. Have a happy retirement, a long and happy retirement.